Let's do this again.
Dark Fall's arrival confirmed. We need you to divert its attention until the central cannon is fully charged. We're counting on you.
Hey, detecting a large energy reading from the sky. A powerful enemy is coming. It's
How you doing,
Dark
friend?
Falls.
Rolly. Oh yeah, I should do that while I'm waiting here, actually.
Please, do your best to slow it down.
Yeah, I was planning on starting this stream with a starting soon screen with like Zara sitting in with him. But as soon as I logged in, we had this going on. So I was like, well, might as well do this. Welcome to PSO2 New Genesis, everybody. Shit. Even when you see it coming, if you weren't moving ahead of time, you're probably fucked. Insert the "she pulled out a cannon that was bigger than mine" meme. I don't know if that's a meme or not, but I'm making it one now. She whooped out a dick that was bigger than mine. Shout out to Afro Man for that one. Shit, didn't get close enough for that one. Prick. Damn! You know, the last run I just did of this, I killed him right there. I actually skipped this entire phase transition.
The signal's been restored. Checking its vitals. I can monitor your steps now, too.
What the hell did it...
Weaker than when it first appeared. You're really making progress. Continue your attack.
That's why. Its weak point was already broken. I was looking for it on its arms. Wait for it. There.
You bastard!
Anyway. There you go, Lantis. Cherry. Alright, let's get the rollies going. Where the hell is it? It's definitely not suspended. No. It's not the right emote. It's reminiscent of something, but not quite what we're looking for here. No, that doesn't do it either. Having our hands and feet tied up. No, that's not it. Not quite. Ah, there it is, the forward roll. If there wasn't a risk of DMZA, I'd be playing, you know. There we go. I don't even have a soundbite of it, but you know. I'd be playing that one song. Y'all know which one it is. They see me rolling and all that. I love that you can just roll like this across the entire fucking area. I just like that there's emotes that let you move while doing them. I see a familiar name over there. It's only one Z, so it's not the right person. Somebody else. There. You got your rollies, Lantis. Anyway. What's he gonna do? Oh, up one. And then... Oh, I think it's fine. Alright, anyway. So, like I was saying, I was gonna start this in Retem City, but I didn't want to miss the opportunity to do the urgent quest. And so that's why we're starting off like this. So yeah, welcome to Phantasy Star Online 2 New Genesis. This is the peak gameplay of it right here. Rolling around at the speed of sound, you know, like Sonic the Hedgehog. They see me rolling, patrolling, they hating, trying to catch me riding dirty, you know, that whole thing. So, yeah. Hi, everybody. Alright. That's the intro taken care of. There we go. Let's get over to ship 4 and continue the story.
Bruh.
Next time I'll do the proper intro and Retem that I had planned. So the urgent quests, they're like on 2 to 3 hour cycles, but it's not like static. So it's sometimes there's one going like right now, right as I'm starting my stream. Other times it's like an hour or 30 minutes after I've already started the stream that one pops. So it just depends. So some of the intros to these streams are just going to be a little chaotic. A little bit. Anyway, I hope you're doing well, Lantis. Having a lovely
Attention
Thursday
all
evening.
Arcs defenders. We are beginning a defensive operation against a large number of dolls appearing in the Retem region. We request the participation of all Arcs defenders.
I've got a bunch of these on ship 4. I'm gonna have to use these off stream later. Guapo, handsome. Interesting. Hey, it's Kuna. There's one of her on ship too also. Cute. Anyway. I'm sure there's plenty of her running around. Clones of her, I mean. Alright, so picking up where we left off on the story, we were, I believe, here. Yes, we were gonna talk to Hadi or somebody. Good, thanks. Hope you had a good day. You're welcome, Lantis. I hope you had a good day too. Bless. I really love that emote. I want one of those, honestly. I want to have like a version of Alice doing that. It's so cute. Okay, let's. The settings I think should still be. Oh no, they're a little. Okay. Leave it there. Let's do that. It's easier. Pizza Mate should be ending her stream soon, shortly, right? She did a Hodiful Boyfriend, I believe? The pigeon dating simulator that I've heard about. Yeah. What's it? Was it funny? Does it have like a funny element to it, or is it mostly like kind of? I assume it would, considering the concept. But I think she said something about it being kind of a horror game too. Like it was also like a horror themed dating simulator. I'm not sure though. You don't have to go into detail to describe it though. I'm just kind of like vaguely asking. Alright, let's talk to Hadi. It starts out silly, then it gets dark. Oh, that sounds familiar. Like a certain other pseudo dating simulator that I remember from a long time ago. I wish I hadn't watched it. I'm talking about, everybody knows this one already. I mean, Doki Doki Literature Club. I wish I hadn't watched it, not because, like, it didn't scar me or anything. I wish I hadn't watched it because it would have been great to stream it as if, like, a blind playthrough, you know?
Thank you for your contribution to the mission.
A blind playthrough of Doki Doki Literature Club would have been great, but I watched it long before I ever considered streaming. I don't remember what year that game came out, but I'm pretty sure it was before streaming was even really that, like... It was a very niche thing way back then. I guess like super early days of Twitch. And I didn't even watch a streamer play it. That shows how like, I just watched the playthrough of it on YouTube. I don't even know how I came across it. I'll be honest, I have no idea how I even came across it. I just remember seeing it like in a recommendation or a suggestion. And I just decided to watch, like it said it was a full playthrough. Like the title said it was implying that it did like 100% of the game. And it did. It literally did every last thing you could possibly do in that game. I did all of it. Yeah, but yeah, there was no commentary. So it was kind of like I was just watching no commentary playthrough of the game, basically. There was no streamer on... There was nobody on screen like me right now on this, you know, commentating or anything like that. This was way before the days of Twitch being like mainstream as it is now. So Hodiful Boyfriend is from 2011. Oh, okay, so that one came first. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Doki Doki came out after that, so... yeah, 2011, I mean, Twitch was, I think back then, if it existed, it was barely known as Justin TV. But yeah, I wish I hadn't watched Doki Doki, because...
Ah, it's you.
It would be great stream content, you know? I wouldn't know how to finish it, though, considering, like, I still remember... That's why I can't, you know... considering how you're supposed to finish the game, I wouldn't have figured it out. I would not have figured out to do that shit. Like, when I saw the full playthrough, I was like, how's anybody supposed to figure out you're supposed to do this crap? Like... For the very end part, at least, it gets a little fourth wall breaky with how you have to finish the game. So I never would have guessed how to do that. I would have had to actually, like, get backseated if I had done a blind playthrough of that. Anyway, talk to Hadi. Hadi says hi. He says, ah, it's you.
Dylan!
Yes, it's me.
Standing here with you
Son
like
of
this, it makes me remember that day.
What, the day we first met when you saw us fighting, almost helped us, and then realized we could take care of ourselves?
I mean the day that I first met you folks.
Okay. Confirmed. That's what he meant.
This is the one and only trade route between Retem and Alio.
Well, I mean, that's not good. What if Dark Falls decides to destroy this bridge? We're fucked.
I've met all kinds of people here.
Different subject
This is
entirely, I
also
guess.
where I first ran into Dozer as well. I remember it clearly. Back then, just like today, there was a large incursion of dolls in the area.
Okay.
We had people out here on patrol each and every day. And then, one day, my squad and I were here scouting around, and we came under sudden attack. We were heavily outnumbered, and little by little, the enemy closed in on us. I put my guys behind me and tried to protect them to the best of my ability. Before I knew it, I fought my way through countless enemies and found myself at the edge of the fight. And that's when I noticed. In addition to me and my squad, there were others here fighting the dolls as well. It was Dozer and his squad. At the time, his attention was entirely on the enemy directly in front of him. He apparently hadn't noticed that another dolls unit was sneaking up behind him. So, I instantly mowed that enemy down and got Dozer out of a bad scrape. And, well, we've been good friends and comrades in arms ever since.
Maybe you should tell Dozer that story.
Tell Dozer? Why would I?
Because he told a slightly different version
But
when I
perhaps you're right.
talked to him.
It would be pleasant to talk over old times. There was a period when the fighting was so intense that we lost touch for a while.
He did mention that part.
But as of late, there have been more opportunities to talk to him and the others from Alio again. We used to discuss military matters exclusively, but now we talk about everyday topics too. And you know, it's all thanks to you three.
Because you finally have some breathing room without... The hell was it called? Big enemy we killed. Ratem something. I forgot the name. The giant snake we killed. Like serpent. Shit, I forgot. A heart emoji.
I'm truly grateful.
Well, you're welcome, buddy. Next Alio was the boss in Alio. Then Renus Ratem, I think is what it was called. The giant serpent we killed. Ever since we killed that thing, they finally have some room to breathe so they can actually sit down and socialize and talk with each other and not just be constantly on edge. They're about to get attacked and destroyed. And I believe Nadara said that that thing had been around for years. I can't imagine living with that kind of constant tension for, you know, so many years, such a long time. Like, Jesus. That thing just popping up out of nowhere and not being able to do much about it when it decides to just kill a bunch of you. Alright, we're gonna go talk to the wife again, Nadara. Gratitude to our forebears. Let's check it out. Damn it. Didn't jump fast enough, so I ended up doing a double jump by accident when I'd already fallen off the ledge. Guess I should just call it a mid-air jump. Wifey! Oh god! That dude, he was coming, dude! I didn't have time to take a couple photos. Not this time.
It's you.
That dude was on his way. Yeah, it's me. Hi. Your future husband.
I was hoping I might talk to you. If it's not an imposition.
No, of course not. I mean, I can already tell what's on your mind. You're visiting the people you've lost. So clearly it's, you know, a somber, melancholy moment.
It was an arduous battle.
I'm here to listen, Nara. Shed your burdens unto me.
Of course, it's not over yet. But at the very least, we've reached a major milestone.
Without Renus Ratem, yeah.
In this seemingly endless battle against Renus Ratem, so many have given their lives in this struggle. If we had continued to fight on, alone, without accepting your help, I have no doubt we would have been defeated.
It did look bleak when I got here, yeah.
The people of Ratem have long relied on their own strength alone to solve their problems. We asked for help from no one. We were proudly self-sufficient. It was always thought that that was best. In this land covered in sand and surrounded by mountains, cut off from the outside world, our perspective became limited as well. When the three of you arrived here, many of our people viewed you with little but skepticism.
I mean, that's reasonable, like, it's expected.
Some even suggested that joining together with you in battle would dishonor us. In truth, it was because of these opinions of my people that I refused your offer at first. When I look back on it, such pride was foolish. You helped us realize the error of our thinking.
Oh, that's okay. Glad I could be of help.
You came to this faraway land and proved that your methods are effective. Seeing this, Jalil and Mohsen had a change of heart. And in truth, so did I. Allow me to offer you my gratitude once again.
Of course, milady.
I cannot thank you enough for rescuing Ratem from this danger.
I'm sorry, she's too pretty and beautiful. I gotta. We all did it together, or it was Manon who figured it out. Which, honestly, yeah, I gotta give credit where it's due. It was Manon who figured it out.
Yes, that is true. I deeply regret that I failed to understand my own power.
That's gotta suck, right? Like, it's like, wait, I've been doing it wrong all these years? These people died because I just didn't figure it out? I mean, that would eat away at me a little bit, yeah. But you got it now.
Every single time I come here, I always feel such a deep sense of shame.
Yeah, it's gonna sting.
That feeling has not changed. But at least now I can tell them that they are finally victorious.
It wasn't in vain. Their deaths meant something in the end. They got us this far. Yeah.
The struggles of our predecessors have made us what we are today.
Exactly, yeah.
And in the end, victory is ours. I can tell them that their deaths were not in vain.
Exactly what I just said. There you go.
And the emotions I feel when I sing have begun to transform as well.
Really?
By the way, there is something I have been meaning to ask you.
Alright, what do you got?
How did it come to be that Manon knew the Song of Morning?
She was researching some shit on your computer that you let her access. She likes to research all kinds of things.
It is true that it has been passed down in my family for generations.
That's probably how she figured it out, I'm guessing.
It is also well known amongst my people.
Yeah, see? You figured it out, she snooped.
Perhaps it is not unreasonable that she may have heard it somewhere. Well, we've chatted at length. That's enough for now, I think.
You can chat away whenever you want, milady.
Why don't we pay our respects together?
That actually does sound like a great idea. A moment of silence for the departed. I just had to make sure I wasn't gonna get ambushed as soon as I came out of that cutscene. Yeah, we're fine. Moment of silence for Richard Pryor.
What? What the fuck?
I don't know. That was just the first dead person that came to my mind in real life, like real life dead person. I don't know why. Richard Pryor, the comedian. Rip. 2005. He had a good run. That time when he talked about his experience smoking crack. He's all, my bitch left me, I went crazy. But I fell in love with this pipe. This pipe controlled my very being. That guy he was funny. Comedian Richard Pryor. He died of multiple sclerosis. Okay, that was actually... Yeah, that was way quicker than Alio. Alio had way more mini-episode cutscene things with, I don't even know what to call them. I guess side stories or side quests? I don't know. What did PSO2 Classic call them? I think it was just side stories, right? Sub-stories. Like, I guess we could just call them that. They don't really have that kind of label here, but it's kind of the same thing. Yeah, Alio had way more sub-stories. We spent like 2.5 streams on that. They were all over the place. We were like talking to Dozer here, there, Ina, Manon, all over. We went all over this motherfucking place. Here it was just a small handful. Just all of last stream, which honestly a lot of that was also just because I was being a simp, giving a lot of commentary, and then me and Lantis were going back and forth. If I had just watched the scenes like straight through, we probably could have done all this in one stream yesterday. Actually, like that was very short. There actually wasn't a lot. So I guess we're already gonna move on with the main story then. All right, awesome. Okay, back to the control room, I guess. I've already found the red boxes in this region too. Not that that even matters for this story playthrough. Like, even if I haven't found all the red boxes here, I'm not gonna like stop to do that or anything. That's just something I'm doing off stream now, because there's like no point to doing it on stream really. It's just hunting and pecking. Oh, that's a red box. Oh, that's a red box. Oh, that's a red box. Just breaking them open. Not like anything special happens. Alright, I guess we go back to the command room then. Time to go to Kavaris. Alright, well before we do that then, I'm gonna head over there, but I gotta take a small restroom break, so I will BRB in about, 5-ish minutes or whatever. Obviously I'll cut this out of the YouTube VOD like I always do. Yeah, let me go to the, let me get over there first. Hey. It's the Meg! Yes, Lane, just like that. Oh god, what did I just walk into? Let's hope that was a very... We're just gonna assume that was a very innocent context. And, not completely public open ERP or anything like that. Let me sit down over here. Out of context, right? When you walk in on people's conversations, it's like, what the fuck? Yeah, that happened. I'll be back in a sec.
Bruh. Surprise, motherfucker.
Alright, we back. Let's get on with it.
How are you today?
Nice prim and proper sitting stance, Leon. His position on the chair.
Thank you all for coming.
What's up, Crawford?
How's Central Cannon coming?
Yeah, how's that?
Splendidly. We learned in the previous battle that Central Cannon is effective against Dark Falls.
Okay.
But its barrel was damaged after just one shot. We are repairing it now, but we must also consider how to improve it. Our main problems are the firing mechanism and the barrel. Its photon particle accelerator and barrel are not strong enough to withstand the force of a supercondensed photon bullet. Which is why I hope to call an old researcher friend of mine to help. He rang me up, saying he had some useful information, but
Is there a problem?
I have not been able to contact him for several days now.
What?
When I spoke with his younger sister, she said he had gone missing.
Oh no.
For your next task, I would like to ask you to search for him. Will you do that for me?
Of course.
This is the Kavaris region, where he lives. I want you all to head there. I am sure many of you are aware, but the Kavaris region has been abandoned for many decades now.
Completely
It was
abandoned?
once the seat of the capital, Central City's predecessor. They say we had to abandon it during the course of our war with the dolls. My researcher friend's name is Ilma. His youth belies his brilliance. We need his intelligence in order to complete Central Canon. And as his friend, I am greatly worried for his safety. Please, find him.
The Kavaris region is to the north. We should be able to get there using this route. So let's head there first.
Okay, but before that, we gotta get prepped.
That's true. Let's meet up again once we get what we need.
That shutter sound was, but Dozer says it's me. What's up, Dozer? I heard the news. Going to Kavaris, huh? Think you're ready for that? I don't know, you tell me. If you have any doubts, I'd recommend talking to Guidon. He should be in Central. I mean, I figured. Oh god, where is he here, though? I don't remember the last time we... Gotta be around these people.
Hey!
I forgot where the hell he was in this area. Oh, there he is.
Hey there.
What the hell? Hell of a name. What's up, Guidon? Guidon says, good timing. I have some advice I'd like to share with you. Advice about the quest counter. Huh. Okay.
Is that so?
He says, good choice. You've heard about the new quest counter from Lu Lin, right? The quest counter, you can relive past experiences using the data from your mag. Sounds like you can also enter battle simulations based on records of your fights. In some ways, it may feel different to actual combat, but I'm sure you can learn from it. Experience is the best teacher. Add to the quest counter with the classes you wish to become more proficient in. You can accept all kinds of special quests, such as limited time quests and trigger quests, at the quest counter found in every town. You can also replay story quests and watch cutscenes again. I remember.
Later.
Holy sh... Ranji says, can you hear me, Leon? What's up? A new combat enhancement system called EX Style has been launched. You can learn this at the class counter, so please take a look. I'm sure it'll be useful. Oh. So this is where we unlock it.
Hi.
Wayne says it looks like you've arrived. Yeah, people arrive. Your past experiences are being recorded as the Ark's Chronicles. I've heard that new battle simulations will be added occasionally, so please check regularly.
Later.
Alright then, good luck. Yeah, see, so here you can see the side story stuff we've been watching. So it seems like they've organized them by character. Like all of Ina's stuff that we've seen is there, and then there's Man in here. Also, it'll be a pain in the ass to well, no, because Almost every single description says where it is, and you can see a picture too. I'm thinking about like on a second playthrough of the game. On the same account, obviously, so I'm not gonna make another account. This one I accidentally triggered when I story skipped. I accidentally talked to men and it started this one. So I gotta remember when we get to chapter 4, I'll have to watch this one from the quest counter before doing the other ones. It's just like one in chapter 1 that happened before, where I accidentally talked to Dozer and triggered it. I talked about that on a previous stream as well. Leaders' work and Retem culture. Here's Nautara stuff. I like how this one's called Hottie and Dozer, which we saw earlier, and then this one is Dozer and Hottie. They both have their own version of the goddamn story. So, technically, they don't seem to have a required battle power. I'm glad I don't actually have to wait until there's an urgent quest. Like, it says required battle power is blank. These technically happen in chapter 1 and 2, right? It says right here, chapter 1 and chapter 2. I believe the Dark Falls raid, which we did with Zera, at the start of the stream. I think this one has cutscenes attached to it that are relevant to the story, but I'm pretty sure the mining rig defense doesn't. Oh, this is just to watch the scenes then. You can't actually do the battle again. Okay. I've skipped them because I'm avoiding spoilers, obviously. But, like, I always skip it every time I finish it just for the weeklies and dailies or whatever. But once we're high enough level, I'll actually do it. The rank 1, as we saw with Zera earlier, is level 40. But that's assuming that's the appropriate level if you're in a full party of 8 people. So I'm probably gonna wait until this character is like at least past level 65 and gets these event weapons here. These ones. The 13 star weapons that you get for reaching level 65. We have until June 2nd of next year. I'll be long done with this game by then. So yeah, when we get to level 65 and I get access to these weapons, I'll try to solo it around that level. The level 40, the rank 1, which is the level 40 Dark Falls raid. So we can see those cutscenes at the appropriate, well, not at the appropriate time. I would have to do it with 8 people right now, because it's chapter 2, right? But you know what I mean. Like, we'll actually do the raid solo, because nobody really does it in a group anymore. Once we get this gear here. You also get armor. Here it only shows weapons, but I think you also get 3 armor pieces to match these as well, so. Zera. Showing ass. Zera shaking her ass, yeah. So yeah, that's what we'll do. Anyway, for now, let me go check the class counter before I forget. I just saw Ina run by. The player cosplaying as her.
Thanks for stopping by.
EX style allows you to make your character even more powerful by selecting one of several styles. This was barely added a few patches ago. It's very recent. So if I had played through NGS's story way back like months ago, this wouldn't even be a thing. Oranji says, did you have a look at EX style? I'm about to. You can change the style and learn skills at the class counter. Try combining it with different classes. Find your own unique fighting style. Alright, so Blitz is already level 26 on my Ship 2 characters, so I'm just gonna go with that one because I have 26 style points for it already unlocked thanks to that. There. It's almost maxed out. That's gonna help us. The color coding is meant to insinuate that these styles are kind of more helpful towards those classes. So like the red color coding of address means it's catered more towards like melee classes like what I am. Like, you know, hunter and all that. Blue for blitz is, you know, insinuating that this is best for ranged classes like ranger, gunner. And celeste, the yellow color coding, is for forces and tectors basically. The magic classes. But you can use any one you want with any normal class. Like, they leave you that flexibility. It's just kind of a mild suggestion, basically. You can still do whatever the hell you want. Address, I think, even though I'm playing a melee class on this character, I think I still wouldn't have chosen this one as my first one anyway, because a lot of it is basically catered to parrying, essentially. Like, you're supposed to block and parry stuff, and that's not my playstyle. I like to just aggressively go in and mash the buttons and kill stuff. So I go with Blitz, which is exactly that. Which is why it's catered to rangers, because you just shoot shit from far away. You hold down the trigger and you mow everything down. So it goes perfect with rangers, especially the way you saw me play it. Not just at the beginning of this stream, but the other time that I did the Dark Falls raid on stream. Yeah, Blitz is perfect for that.
Come by anytime, okay?
And of course, there's obviously more advanced min-max tactics and stuff, but you'd have to look up like somebody who actually knows how to play this game properly if you want that. Yeah. That fits the emo you just put up, Lantis. Chick is literally showing ass. She's not shaking it, but she's pretty much 90% of the way there. Alright, so now that we started... what is it? What chapter is this? Now that we started chapter 3, now we have a few more new little, like, mini-episode stuff. Nothing in Retem. No, nothing here. But here. Ran. Chapter 2, Kavaris. Standing over there. Is that it? Normally she's in the command room, so I'm wondering why the hell she's way out here. Then again, we did run into her out here too at one point, somewhere. In chapter 1. Alright, let's go talk to her. The easiest way to reach that is... yeah, here. Actually... yeah, this could work too. Well, at least now that we have the Mars and... oh shit! I didn't actually put it on, my bad. I learned all the, you know... I assigned the style points, but I forgot to actually equip it. The Blitz style. Oops. I think I checked. I was just gonna say it's gonna make, you know...
Thanks for stopping by.
battles a little bit easier. Okay, here we go. Select the X style, Blitz. Boom! Alright, now we're ready.
Come by anytime, okay?
Okay, there we go. It's probably gonna reach max level now that I'm gonna be leveling it up on a character that's still going through the story, which gets massive amounts of EXP. Like the story quests are meant... They made it just like FF14, where if you just do the story, regardless of how many enemies you choose to kill or not, out of the ones that are optional or not, as long as you just finish the main story quests, you'll get to, like, not max level, but you'll get to the level you need to be at for every part of the story, so you'll be near max level by the time you're done with the story. It's basically so you don't have to stop the grind, basically, which, thank goodness for that. You don't have to, like, stop the grind or go out of your way to find gear, which can which can break the rhythm of the story, you know? I'm glad both FF14 and this game do that. For people who just want to, like, enjoy the story casually without having to invest too much extra time and effort in, like, having to gear up their character or grind for levels. Shit, it's up there. So essentially you get a free ride for one job class in both games. But then any other alternative job classes you want to level up, you gotta find a different way to grind. Because the story quest will only give you XP one time. Hey Ren, what you doing out here? Oh, that's why she's standing here. She's admiring the, She's admiring Kavaris from afar. The snowy mountaintops over there. Hold on. Position this perfectly. Just having a casual nighttime conversation over here.
It's hard to get a good feel for what it's like from so far away like this.
I mean, yeah.
Oh, good to see you again.
But you can tell it's cold. What's up, Ren? What are you up to?
Oh, I just came outside for a breath of fresh air. It can get pretty stuffy in the command room after a while.
Yeah, I would think so, yeah.
Oh, by the way, I was just organizing the survey reports from the Kavaris region.
Oh yeah? What do you got?
Would you like to hear about them?
Sure.
Great, let's go over them. Currently, Kavaris is a frozen region, completely covered in snow. But records show that it once had a more temperate climate and was lush with vegetation. Not unlike the way Aelio is now, I imagine. Back then, it was home to many people, and it was even more flourishing than Aelio or Retem is today. But then there was the Dark Falls attack, and Kavaris became almost uninhabited overnight.
They got hit too.
Well, overnight might be a slight exaggeration, but there's no doubt the environment there changed drastically in a very short amount of time. The data on that period is missing from the records, so the reason remains a mystery. Although they managed to defeat Dark Falls, the people of Kavaris were still forced to relocate. Many of them fled to Aelio and began building this central city.
Well, that's how this came to be.
And they say some of them went to the Retem region too. Kavaris had been all but uninhabited ever since. The advance team this time is part of the largest extended operation in the region so far. For such a long time, defending their own regions was all Aelio and Retem could do. But now that we have your help, we've finally been able to make inroads into Kavaris. We really appreciate all that you're doing for us. I'm sure the advance team knows much more than I do about the latest conditions in Kavaris. Ask them anything. If I weren't so busy with my operator work, I would have liked to try out for the advance team myself. I'd love to hear about what it's like there when you get back if you have time. I'll be waiting.
Yeah, sure, I'll tell you all about it. I don't remember commenting on this before. I might have already. But so far, when comparing this to PSO2 Classic, the previous game, I feel like not only is the voice acting a little more stale in this game, but the characters are a little bit more dull too. Like, it isn't just the voice acting itself, rather it's the way the characters are like less animated in the cutscenes, like in these little sub-story cutscenes in particular. Because I'm comparing it to those, you know? The main story scenes are like their own thing, but when just looking at the sub-stories, These ones are a little bit more phoned in. Not just the voice acting, but also just in general. It just seems more dull. I find myself zoning out a lot more often during these ones. I was definitely more captivated and engaged with a lot of the sub-story quests in PSO2 Classic by comparison so far. It's just a feeling for the most part. I'm just like, yeah, this is not as engaging. The way the characters sort of talk and act is just more like dull and robotic, sort of. A little bit more soulless. The main cutscene's a little different. But yeah, for the sub-story scenes for sure. This feels more phoned in. Like it's just kind of like, yeah, just make them say this and we're done. Call it a day, wrap it up. Alright, let's head over there. Yeah, I've heard that a million times already. And yeah, so far it's starting to live up to that for sure. Like I can see the drop in quality. That was pretty much my way of saying that for sure. When I first joined Pizza Mate's Discord server, that's all I could ever see people talk about in the NGS, the NGS category was how much they hated NGS because of like the fact that it's what you just said. And I was like, well, I'll withhold my own judgment till I play it myself. We're starting chapter 3, and yeah, I'm seeing it. I can see it. It feels very phoned in so far. The first time I noticed it was a few streams ago when we defeated Renus Retem. When I mentioned how the cutscene where we actually like deliver the final blow, that was so rushed. Like they kill it, and the characters are barely, like the thing doesn't even finish, like it barely flops to the ground. And as soon as it stops moving, the scene just immediately, they don't say anything, the scene just immediately moves to them having gone all the way back out of the volcano and to the other people that were waiting. And then they just kind of like, you know, they just show up and everybody's like, hey, they're back, that means they won, right? Or something like that, and it's just over. Like, it just felt so rushed. I was just like, what the fuck? That was so jarring. And I made a big deal about that a few streams ago when I saw that. I was like, dude, what the fuck was that? That was so fucking rushed. That was the first moment where I really saw that. I was like, yeah, this is what people are talking about right here. That was so phoned in and rushed. What the fuck? And so the other day, Lantis, I do remember you guys saying something about, this was, I think, a week or two ago. You guys said that, this is probably just a game, this was probably just a completely different intellectual property, a different IP, a whole different game they were making, and then at the last minute they decided to just turn it into PSO2, because they thought it would sell better. And you mentioned other games and other companies that have done that before, right? Which I've heard of this too, and I forgot to pitch in when I saw that conversation. I was gonna say something about it, because the first instance I remember of this that I didn't like, oh yeah, I remember you said Star Fox Adventure. You said Star Fox Adventure was originally gonna be this game called Dinosaur Planet, and I think I do remember seeing a YouTube video talking about that like almost a decade ago, where they mentioned that it was actually a game that was gonna be called Dinosaur Planet. It had nothing to do with Star Fox. And then at the last second, they just decided to rewrite the whole story for it after building 90% of the game, and they turned it into Star Fox Adventure. Yeah, so the first game I know of that did that pissed me off, is Super Mario Bros. 2. I noticed it as a kid. As a kid, okay? I was a toddler still, almost. You know, like 5, 6 years old. And I knew when I played Super Mario Bros. 2, because like, so we were playing the Super Nintendo back then, me and my brother, and it was just mostly me and my brother. And is that what it was called? Was that the original name of what the Super Mario Bros. 2 game was gonna be? Yeah, so I remember we on the Super Nintendo, they released a collection. They released like a collection of Super Mario games that had come out up to a certain point. Which I know by Super Nintendo, it's like there was already enough There was that many already? Well, kind of, sort of. And they even had like sort of remastered versions of the older ones. Like there was the version of Super Mario Brothers 1 that was on that game had updated character models, so they didn't look like their original little pixelated 8-bit sprites. It looked like the Super Nintendo sprites of Mario and Luigi. Anyway, that collection had Super Mario Brothers 1, 2, and 3, and a few other games. And when I saw 2, I was like, this ain't fucking Mario, dude. I was like, they're not fooling me. What the fuck is this game? Why is this so different from the first and the third game? I was like, it's completely fucking different from both the first and the third Mario game. This isn't right. Something's going on here, you know what I mean? Like, I was like, this is not it, dude. And yeah, of course, years later, I found out that it was, you know. But yeah, that's, that was what happened. The characters were originally a father, mother, son, and daughter, and they changed them to Mario, Luigi, Toad, and Peach. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I didn't like it either. I still don't like it. I do not like fake Super Mario Brothers 2. The real Super Mario Brothers 2, I found out years later, was also on that collection Super Mario Collection Super Nintendo cartridge that we rented out and played, the one I'm describing right now. The real Super Mario Bros. 2 was also on that cartridge, and it was called, they renamed it to Super Mario Brothers: The Lost Levels. It still has the same graphics as the first game. It was basically still done for the NES, but I think it's because it was at the end of the NES's life cycle that they just canned it at the last second and then just switched over to Super Nintendo 2 and did that. Super Mario USA? What the fuck? Yeah, so they canceled it, and then they just took that Doki Doki Panic or whatever and turned that into Super Mario Brothers 2. And then they later, I guess out of popular demand maybe, I don't know what got to them, and they said, alright, we'll release the original Super Mario Brothers 2 for this collection, the one that we played, I guess, on Super Nintendo. We'll release it as it was, because it was mostly finished, but we're going to rename it to Super Mario Brothers: The Lost Levels. And they did. They released it like that. And it's like, it's basically like playing, it's almost like playing the first game again, but like even harder, like super hard levels that are based on the like themes and areas of the first game. There was going to be a direct and proper sequel, but it was also going to be really fucking hard. It's the first game's hard enough. But yeah, that's the story behind that. That was my first experience of playing a game where they fucking did the old switcheroo, you know, where they tell you it's one game, but you can tell playing it, it was not meant to be, that was not meant to be a Mario game. But it's interesting that it was still popular enough that some of the mechanics from that game and some of the characters they added, like, well, they didn't add Toad. Toad was in the first game too, and he even talks to you and tells you the princess is in another castle, right? But some of the mechanics from Super Mario Brothers 2, the fake one, the Doki Doki Panic game, some of the mechanics from that actually carried over to future games later. And some of the characters, like, what the hell's that? Is it Birdo? Birdo, I believe, was, it's that thing that shoots eggs with its big open nose or whatever. The Lost Levels was Super Mario Bros. 1 hard mode. And they canned it because this game will be too hard for American children. But so it wasn't intended to be a sequel though? Was it just meant to? Because I'm pretty sure the way I learned it was, yes, it is meant to be much harder than the first game, but I remember hearing it was meant to be Super Mario Bros. 2. The Lost Levels, I mean, originally. And then after they canned it, they did the Doki Doki Panic thing instead. They changed that to Super Mario Bros. 2 and called it a day, basically. But yeah, so like as a kid, when I played Super Mario Bros. 3 afterwards, I was like, this is a completely different game. Like I was like, this actually feels like a Mario game. Like it just felt too different. Like Super Mario Bros. 3 feels like an actual sequel, like a natural evolution from Super Mario Bros. 1. It felt that way. Even as a kid, I caught it. And Super Mario Bros. 2 just felt like a different game. I was like, this is a completely different franchise disguised as Mario. And I caught that at a pretty young age. I was like, this ain't it. It was a sequel in Japan, and it was Super Mario Bros. 2 in Japan. Okay, yeah, so they did... Okay, yeah. That's what I was getting at, so... Yeah, that's basically what it was. You know what's funny is Capcom did the opposite with Resident Evil 2. Resident Evil 2 is actually, when it was first released in Japan, it's actually easier. If you play the Japanese version of the original Resident Evil 2, there's actually some, like, the enemy placement and there's other minor tweaks that actually make that game easier. And they made it harder for Americans. Capcom was like, we think Americans are going to want more of a challenge, so we're going to make it harder for them. I don't know why, but it was explained to me that it might have had to do with renting. The fact that renting became a big thing during that time period. They made it harder so that you'd have to spend more time playing it, so you'd have to rent it again or buy it. Like, a lot of game companies actually did do this back in those days. They made games deliberately hard, so that you would be more tempted to just buy it and keep it, basically. So they could actually make money, because renting lost them money. And that way you'd have to, you know, you'd have to spend more time playing it, which would require you to have to buy it, because rental periods were short. They needed something to fill the void between 1 and 3, yeah. So they reskinned Doki Doki, yeah. Okay, yeah, so I got the story right, yeah. So that's pretty much how that went down, yeah. Like I was saying, they canned the original Super Mario Bros. 2 and then later re-released it as Lost Levels, but only after they did the Doki Doki Panic switcheroo. Oh, and going back to Star Fox Adventures, I didn't like that game. I was like, dude, I'd rather just play Zelda. Zelda did it better. But I did not know that it was a switcheroo game also. I didn't know that it was originally meant to be a completely different IP until later. That one, I just thought they were trying to do something new and different with Star Fox. I was just like, okay, but this is not really my thing. I'd rather just play Zelda if I'm gonna play a game like this. You know, I'd rather just play a Zelda game for Star Fox. Like, I'd rather do what the original game was like. The original 2 games, the one on the Super Nintendo and the N64. You know, you're in an airplane shooting shit. That's what I wanted from Star Fox. So yeah, me and my cousin, we beat it, but I remember getting bored several times with Star Fox Adventure. So hearing later that it was a switcheroo kind of game, they flipped it, you know, they switched it out with another IP or whatever, and it was never meant to be a Star Fox game. I was kind of like, that makes perfect sense, and actually kind of makes me feel better about the fact that it, you know, yeah. But they did keep the characters that they added for it. Like, I don't know how many Star Fox games there have been since then, but some of them do include what's-her-name from that game. So they kept, you know, the story is still canon. But yeah, it wasn't a fun game to play through for me. Crystal, was that her name? The chick that, like, sort of semi becomes, like, Fox's, like, love interest in that shit in Star Fox Adventures? Like, she's a little... They kind of have... you know, I don't think it goes anywhere. But, like, they kind of, you know... They get a little flirty, if I remember. Here and there. The Blue Fox girl? Yeah, so they kept her. Yeah, she appears in future games. So... yeah, at least they got a new character for the franchise. You know. But I'm glad future Star Fox games actually went back to being Star Fox properly. Traveling to Kavaris. This will cancel quest matchmaking and cause you to abandon... yeah, whatever. I know. I can't move the camera, man. We just gotta watch this. Transferred to Kavaris 001. There it is. Quill Mountain Road Ryuker device. By default, unlocked. Instantly. Alright, we here. And here's Aina. Waiting for us. So we can explore this motherfucker. A furry's wet dream. That's pretty accurate. They did make her very, I remember she was pretty curvy, wasn't she? Like, they definitely tried to make her hot, as hot as they could. I didn't even know what the fuck a furry was back then. I had no idea what that was. Obviously, I was an innocent child still for the most part when that game came out. I don't remember what age I was. What year did that game come out? Yeah, that's what I said earlier, that they kept one of the characters from the fake Super Mario Bros. 2, Birdo, yeah. And some of the mechanics, like I said. Some of the game mechanics, like picking up stuff and throwing it, you know, that makes that obviously became a thing after that, like especially in like Super Mario 64, you know. So just like the Blue Fox Lady in Star Fox Adventures, Birdo came out of that sort of accident. I didn't know they were I didn't know Birdo was meant to be trans. That's actually new to me. I had no idea. I like that they included a fight with Birdo in Super Mario RPG too. That was kind of neat. I think that's the first like Mario game that Birdo appears in again after Super Mario Brothers 2. Is The Legend of the Seven Stars. As a boss fight. Close yeah, close to the end of the game. It's a short game, so yeah. Ina says already? Alright then, let's go. The heroes head to the Kavaris region to find the missing Ilma. This is another reason why I thought it was appropriate for me to put on new clothing. I'm a lot more bundled up, like you can see Ina here is. So it's appropriate for this winter, you know, cold region here. This winterish region. Within her profile, she was born male but identifies as female. What profile?
So this
Does she have social media?
Snow. I've never seen it before. How interesting.
Don't stare at it too long. You never know when enemies might show up.
Oh, come on, man, and let's enjoy the snow, man. The snow! You want to build a snowman? God, I made myself cringe referencing that. I'd actually kind of forgotten about that movie until that moment.
I've never seen these colors before. They must be unique to Kavaris.
It was in the game's instruction booklet? Oh wow, that's pretty cool. Yeah, back then you had to look at the instruction manuals for a lot of games to actually get like the full backstory on what was happening in a lot of them. They weren't always so thorough back then about like the story and the characters. You had to actually look at the instruction manual to get extra details. Like you would legit find things that you would never see in game there.
Wow, amazing.
About the characters and stuff.
It's beautiful.
For a lot of games.
Once we exit this cave, we'll be in the Kavaris region proper. Brace yourselves.
Okay.
Got it.
You got it, ma'am. I was actually gonna say you got it, man, and yes, ma'am, but then it just kind of, my brain just shortened it.
They feel different from enemies in other regions.
Makes sense. It was because of hardware limitations. Games didn't have enough space on the cartridge back then. Yeah, exactly. They had to tell the story pretty quick, you know? So any extra details had to go in the instruction booklet. That makes perfect sense, honestly. Leon's walking posture. Oh, I get it. It's because he's starting to get cold. He just did this with his arms. I'm assuming that's why he did that. I don't know.
Ina, above you!
Oh shit!
Surprise, motherfucker!
You bastard!
Son of a...
Bring it on, asswipe.
You don't know how it will attack. Watch it carefully.
Trial start.
Or I can just beat it to a fucking pulp.
Success.
You know, that works too.
There are still many enemies we don't have data on. Proceed with caution.
Watch it carefully. I just beat the shit out of it. It's like, alright, we're done.
Trial start. Success.
Clear trials. Oh! That counted for that weekly. Ha! I normally do those on ship too. Alright, well I guess I'll take the extra EXP. Why not?
That's a lot. Be careful.
Alright, we got this. That's the wrong button. Oops, I meant to do that one. Oh, get over here. Ugh. This is appropriate.
Success.
All right.
Whew. We finally cleared a path. Hopefully the exit's close.
Hopefully. I wish I could run that fast and know that's that deep.
So this is the Kavaris region.
What the hell is that?
What's this thing?
Like a little mag thing.
Don't move.
Oh shit.
Surprise,
Who goes
motherfucker.
there? What are you doing here?
You said don't move.
Ilma?
Looks like, yeah.
We found you! You're Ilma, right? Mission complete already?
Hold
Found
on.
him.
I'm Mary,
Oh,
Ilma's
okay.
little sister. You mean
Well, you look just.
you people know Ilma?
I mean, you look just like him based on the picture that
that's
Crawford
it.
showed.
So you're siblings. That's why you look so much alike.
I had at
Which
least.
means you're the little sister Crawford was in contact with, right?
Yeah, he couldn't get a hold of Ilma, so he called me, I guess.
Makes sense.
So, who are you?
We came here from Central City to look for Ilma.
You came all that way? Well, we can't just stand around here and talk. I'll show you to our lodge.
Let's get warm and cozy. You guys got a little fireplace?
What a pain in the...
Oh my god.
Looks like we have one more path before we can visit the lodge.
Trial start.
Alright, now we can use this. Let's see. Crossing feather. Oh! Holy shit! Okay, that skill was worth getting. Holy hell.
Success.
I can see why it has such a long charge up too. Oh, yeah, so now we get a...
Are
oh.
you okay?
Yeah,
Oh,
we're
it's gonna have to
fine.
wait.
Watching you fight in the snow came in handy.
Indeed. It's clear that you have experience with it.
I have a feeling we're not gonna get to... I have a feeling the mission's about to end. I don't know though. I want to show off the after... I want to see the after blast for this. The EX styles give you an after blast, which is a follow-up to photon blasts. We've seen the photon blast for Wirelance, but I've never seen the after blast though for it. So I'm kind of curious to see it, and I feel like the mission's about to end. I don't know if I should keep going or just use it now. Well, we probably won't get to use it on enemies, but I want to see it. I don't want to risk losing it. It takes forever to charge up, you know? Okay, so that's the normal photon blast. We've seen that. Okay, so the After Blast is based on the EX style. But because, like I said, Blitz is meant to be like, it's meant to be the EX style that you pair with Ranger. That means it's always just going to be pulling out a giant cannon and shooting something in the face. So the EX or the After Blast is based on that and not whatever weapon you're using. All right. Now I know. I guess if we want to see the melee After Blast, we got to go with Adris. I'll check that out later then. All right, let's get warm and cozy.
This is our lodge. Make yourself at home.
Big bada boom, yeah. Yeah, I've seen that one 100 times. I thought it was probably going to be different because of my weapon, but no. Well, we get 1 free skill point without having to level up the other 2. So I could just put them on real quick. It takes a while to charge, though. I could just put them on. I'll do this next stream. I'll equip Adris and Celeste, fill up the gauge, and then we'll see the After Blast for those next time. Now I know you don't have to actually like change your weapon. It's based on the EX style and nothing else.
Thank you. Don't mind if I do.
I was right. There were no more enemies.
I'm back.
Hey, Mary. Oh, we've got guests?
Dylan!
Oh, are you Ilma?
That's Kuka, my older brother.
You're just gonna keep asking that.
Nice to meet you.
Surprising, right? There are 5 of us.
Damn, your parents were busy.
Yeah, from oldest to youngest, there's Tyvis, Tuli, then Ilma, Kuka, and me.
Oh, so Ilma's older than both of you.
Wow. Are you the only one who lives here?
Why is her mouth like
Yes.
that?
Our parents died when we
It's
were
like-
young, so our grandpa raised us instead. But
He passed away a little while ago, too.
They're color-coded. Look at them in the picture.
I'm sorry.
Well, she can relate to
Have
that.
you heard from Ilma? Are there any clues about his whereabouts? Places he's likely to go, for example?
No. Even us siblings never really know what's going through his head. He always shuts himself up here in the lodge doing research. Every once in a while, he'll go out to investigate something and then vanish. Which is why we weren't really concerned at first.
Well, either way, we're here to help you find him.
Yeah.
good to hear. We were having a rough time of it on our own.
It's such a comfy modern home.
It's nice of you to offer, but we couldn't possibly trouble you.
Like the style is so modernist.
This is a family problem, so we'll take care of it ourselves.
Oh, not this crap again.
Tyvis and Tuli are out looking for him. It's okay. There's no need to worry.
The music.
They know every nook and cranny of the Kavaris region.
Something shady's going on.
Besides, if you went, you'd need someone to guide you. Tyvis and Tuli should be back before sunset. You should just wait here. I'll whip you up something to eat. You must be hungry.
Okay, that's a deal, sweetener. Now you're talking my language. We're getting some food. Okay. Okay. I was about to say, it's kind of shady that she seems kind of desperate to not let us go. To not let us join the search.
Does she not trust us or something?
That was the feeling I got,
Sorry,
obviously.
we don't have much contact with outsiders. I think Mary just doesn't know how to let her walls down.
Again, this is a repeat of Ratem, though.
Oh. Hey, what should we do? We can't just leave things as is.
Oh, you're right, but... And it makes sense, too. Like, it makes sense. Like, it's just some outsiders roll in, you've never met them before. Of course you're not going to trust them right away. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if this happens again in the 4th and final region we're going to go visit later, you know? Like, of course no one's going to trust us right away. Who would? We're worried too, so we're going to look. Our mission to find him. Well, it is our mission, but that sounds very... just cold, like, following orders. I'm gonna say this. We're worried. We're gonna look.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
An Ark's defender has gone missing. We can't very well twiddle our thumbs.
That's right. We have a mission to accomplish. I don't see any problem
Which
with
follows
us
up
following
if I
the
would have picked the
orders
other
we were
answer.
given.
Sorry to drag you into this. We'll leave finding Ilma up to you then.
Mary said your brothers were out searching, right? Do you know what areas they headed to?
Pretty sure Thule said he was gonna look at the research facility. I think Tyvis headed toward Lost Central.
Lost Central?
Oh, it's the old capital.
I see. Okay. Let's go meet up with them.
Thanks, Kuka. Okay, we're off. Tell Mary we'll be back before dinner time.
Yeah. She got really dainty there.
You want to know more about Ilma? Our
Sure.
grandpa was a researcher too. Guess Ilma took up his research for him. It's all kinda over my head, but if it helps you out at all, feel free to look at it.
Wait, this is...
It's the robot that was with Mary. Ilma's name is written on the back of it. It appears to be autonomous. How does it move, I wonder?
Access the dolls or Old Central? I'm curious about both, but right now my curiosity is more about the dolls.
There's quite a bit of data on the dolls here.
Where the fuck did they come from? That's it? That's all you're gonna tell me? Okay. The illusion of choice strikes again. Just a stupid offhanded comment, alright.
These are materials pertaining to Lost Central.
Did you learn anything?
It looks like there are a few buildings throughout the Kavaris region that lie in ruins. I'm thinking Ilma might be somewhere in one of those places.
What's the point of that answer choice? What was even the point? She could have said those two things without me having to say a goddamn thing. But like, she literally could have just said, there's information about the dolls here, and there's information about Lost Central. There was no reason for me to have to ask her or prompt her to say that. Like, they were just like, again, there's another phoned in part right there. They were just forcing a player choice for literally no reason. It's just to say that we made it interactive. That's all that was. You suck, Sega. Alright, let me see. Let me catch up on chat a little bit. That's why you need 5. Every team has 5. Is 5 meant to be like oh yeah, like the Ginyu Force? They have 5 people, right? Captain Ginyu. I don't remember their fucking names, but there's that red guy, the little green dude, the blue guy, and then the big dude. Yeah, it's 5. Teams of 5. Interesting. I'm sorry I read that late, Lantis. That was a long cutscene. Quite a lot happened there. But yeah, that I'm starting to see how it's. I'm starting to see a quality drop even in the main story stuff now too. Well, aside from the stuff I mentioned with the Rennis Retem scene last time, but you know, right there with the. There was no reason for me to have to, you know, to be like, look up dolls, look up Old Central. She had one comment for each of those, which she could have just said back to back on her own. Instead, I got to choose the order that she said them in, but she was gonna say both anyway. And that's it, just like literally one comment. There was nothing. There was no substance to any of that. That was ridiculous. Holy shit, they definitely dumped the budget into the opening. The first chapter, even though again the voice acting started off sounding stale from the beginning, at least it still felt like they were trying. But the quality's like just slowly dropping off the further we go, man. It's just like, what's going on? The quality's just slowly just falling off little by little as we get further into the story. Anyway, we're gonna stop here in the cozy cabin. We got some mini episodes. Aina. Just Aina over there, apparently. What does it say? Aina's winter clothes? Oh, she's gonna comment on her little bundled up outfit? Head to the task marker location. So that's to start the next quest. There's someone to talk to, or do I just... It might trigger a cutscene. Yeah, let's just stop here. Is there another player over here? What is this? On the map. Oh yeah, there's people here with snowmen. Oh, that's cute. Anyway. Yeah, we've gone way over time, but I wanted to do at least because I took a break, so I wanted to do a few extra minutes, but we're done. Sent you an absurd but colorful DM. Oh god. Colorful usually is code speak for a bit of a rant. Oh no, it's not. You meant actually colorful. Oh, it's the team of 5. Sailor Moon, Tokyo Mew Mew, Power Rangers, Voltron, and Gundam Wing. You even sent 5 different examples of how there's 5 people. There's 5 teammates. That's very meta of you, Lantis. 5 different franchises that all had 5 main characters. So we got Sailor Moon and her, they're not meant to be, I forgot the lore. No, they're not like related at all. They just sort of find each other over time or something, right? I think I remember seeing the first few episodes of Sailor Moon, and it's just her by herself at the beginning, right? And then like the other chicks just get gradually unlocked, if I remember correctly. Like they just get added into the story slowly before it becomes like a full team. Mew Mew Power, never heard of this. Cute. The art style and the characters look cute. Okay. There's the Power Rangers. I didn't realize the Power Rangers were always a team of 5 also. What was the 4th one? Voltron? Wait. That's what the Voltron characters look like? The only thing I remember from Voltron was the robot. Like, I don't remember the characters at all. I had no idea they looked like that. And then Gundam Wing, of course, yeah. We got Hiro Yui, Duo Max... What the fuck was his last name again? I feel like I was halfway there with that. I like that Duo has sunglasses on with a submachine gun in his hands, like... He's just like... Gun mode, bro. Oh my god. What was the blonde-haired kid? He was like the mega pacifist. Oh my god, his name was like... It starts with a... No, I might be thinking of the one to his left. The one with the big hair. Troy? I think his name was Troy. Something like that. But the blonde-haired kid, I remember he had a name that was like unique too. And we got the samurai dude on the far right. I like that they put their respective Gundams above them. But not only that, they used the special edition version of their Gundams that only showed for the movie. I really like that damn movie that ended out the Gundam Wing show. Because I really liked how they remodeled their Gundams for the movie. The Wing Gundam looks amazing because it actually has proper angel wings in that movie. It's fucking awesome. Bonus Omega Quintet. I have no idea who they are. Look back at the chat. Troa! Okay. Endless Waltz, that was the name of the movie. It's fucking awesome, yeah. See, I was almost there. I said Troy, and it was actually Troa. So it's Duo Maxwell. I was halfway there. I was like, it's Duo Max something. So I was halfway there with his last name, literally. Duo Maxwell. How the hell do you pronounce Katra? Maybe I just said it. Is that how you pronounce it? Also, which one is Katra? Is that the blonde guy? Or was it Troa? No, the Katra's gotta be the blonde guy, and Troa was the brown-haired dude with the big hair. Yeah. I think. What was the last guy, though? The samurai dude. Which I call him that because his most memorable scene for me was when he did a one-on-one duel with, what's his name? The general guy. I can't remember his name. Wu Fei! Yes, Wu Fei. I remember his most memorable scene for me was when he fought and lost to that general guy, whose name I can't remember. It's completely gone. It was obviously a big deal because it made him stop piloting his Gundam for like half the fucking show after that. Because of the shame he felt from having lost that fight. I like how shocked that guy, that I can't remember his name, and almost every character was to find out, every time they found out that the pilots of those Gundams were kids. Like, he sees him and he's like, it's a kid? What the fuck? Because I think he says something like, let's see who the pilot of this, like, legendary mobile suit is, right? That's been, like, wreaking havoc on all of our soldiers and taking them all out. And he's like, it's a kid? Yeah. Do you remember his name, Lantis? I want to look this up. It's bothering the hell out of me now. Here, it's gonna pop up if I look up Gundam Wing characters. Trey's Kush Renata. That guy. Okay. Yeah, because I knew it wasn't Zex Marquise. I remembered his name, but no, it wasn't him. I was like, it's the other dude. Yeah, Trey's Kush Renata. He duels against Shang Wufei and gets his ass... Well, Wufei gets his ass kicked. Yeah, Troa Barton was the brown-haired dude. Ketra Rabarba Winner. Yeah, Ketra Rabarba Winner. Seeing his full name reminded me how to pronounce it. It was Ketra. Not Patra, I think I said. Okay, I'm just gonna say now, Gundam Wing spoilers, if you haven't watched it, you better check out now because I want to say something. You've had your warning. I know Trey's Kush Renata dies in a duel against Zex Marquise in Gundam Zone, not actually in person like the one with Wufei. Like almost at the very end, he dies fighting him or whatever. But then doesn't... I don't remember if Lucrezia Noin also... Does she die also, or does she live? Because I think she had a thing for Trey's, right? All of their names are numbers? Oh, you're right. Duo, I know, that's... Yeah, that's 2. Ketra, that's 4. Hiro Yui? Which number is that supposed to be? I can see Troa and Ketra, 3 and 4, but I'm not sure about Wufei and oh, and of course Duo is 2, you know. But I'm not sure about Wufei and Hiro, though. Which numbers are those? Hiro is 0. Oh, okay, that makes sense. What about Chang Wufei? Wufei is 5, Wufei... Okay. I never would have guessed that. This brings back memories. I can see, because I looked it up on Google and I see all the pictures of the characters, you know? You know, it's got a very... It actually has a very timely message nowadays, too. Because one of the big things that always stuck with me since I watched this show, like the biggest thing I remember about Trey's Kush Renata was one of the last... Like, one of the things he really gets on about towards the end before he dies. Like, one of his main driving points as a character, one of his main motivations, was to make a point that war should not be turned into a video game by automating it, which is very timely considering today's real-life climate with the advent of AI and robotics, since everybody's predicting that's pretty much what's gonna happen. Lady Une is 1. Yeah, Une 1, yeah. Zex is 6. Zex Marquise. Oh, so they're all numbers. It's not just... I thought when you said that it was just, I thought it was just for the pilots, the main Gundam pilots, but no. That's pretty cool. That tickles me, I like that. But yeah, I do remember that. That was the thing I remembered most about Trey's over the years, since I first... Because I think I watched the entire run of Gundam Wing a couple times. Mostly on Toonami, of course, you know, where most kids saw their anime back in those days. Back in the 90s and 2000s. And yeah, the thing I remembered most about Trey's was that. That was the thing he was really against, was automating soldiers by turning them into, like, making the mobile suits into AI piloted. Which is, I think the prototype for that was in one of the major plot points in the show about the halfway point, is when they try to remake the second, like, new updated version of Ito's Gundam, the Wing Gundam. And they try to test out, like, some kind of weird hybrid AI system with it. And then from there, they develop the Gundam that Zex uses by the end of the show. But they also developed the technology to automate mobile suits, so that they're no longer piloted by humans and it just becomes robots. You know, kind of like autonomous drones that are already used in war right now in real life. And so I remember Trey's was very pissed off by that, and he wanted to advocate for that not to happen or whatever, because he thought it would make war very impersonal. Trey's is 13. Oh, okay. Okay, that explains his name. Yeah, he thought it would make war impersonal, which is a trend that happened historically in real life too. War started off obviously being like, you know, hand-to-hand combat or just like spears and swords. As it gradually became more of a long-range thing, you know, like bows and arrows, and then catapults, and then eventually, you know, guns like we have now, and now drones and all that. As it became more and more impersonal and the wars became fought from further and further away, all that stuff about like honor and like just the occasional just defeating somebody without actually killing them, all that went out the window as wars became more distant and impersonal. So that's kind of what he was going for. Is he didn't like that trend, so he wanted to try to stop it. That was one of his big motivators. And that's what I remember the most about that character, about Trey's. That was what left the biggest impression on me from back then. I don't remember Zex Marquise's motivations. I just know he was like the main villain, and you know, Hiro defeats him at the end and kills him or whatever, but I don't remember what he was after. I don't remember what his motivations were. Like, I don't remember why or anything. Anyway, that's enough talking about the Gundam Wing storyline and plot. I gotta rewatch the show to relearn how it all went down again. But yeah, I really like that the show was very sort of political and timely, and even like I said about Trey's, that message kind of resonates even now to this day, more than back then, I think, with the advent of drones and all that. So I think it's pretty cool. And I also just find it generally interesting and funny that a lot of mech animes tend to be very political. I have no idea why that sort of became like the norm for a lot of mech animes. I'm not sure if Evangelion established that, but that one was more of like that one had more loosely religious overtones. Like the story was loosely inspired by like biblical stuff. I thought that was interesting too, though. I didn't watch Evangelion until a few years ago, because my ex, you know, was like, "Let's watch this," and I was like, "All right, sure." I'd never seen it before, so I gave it a shot. Yeah, it wasn't bad. I like the OVAs better that they did many years later, one of which just came out in the last couple of years or whatever. They did like these movie retellings that altered the story and actually gave it like a happier ending. I thought it was pretty cool. That was like literally within the past 5 or 10 years. Those were pretty cool. I like that better than the original show run of the show. But yeah, I'm not gonna go into that though. I rambled enough about Gundam Wing. I gotta wrap this up. So yeah, I'm gonna get going. Nobody paid attention to what Zex was saying. He was just a sexy bad guy. I mean, that tracks, because I don't remember a goddamn thing about what his motives were. So yeah, that tracks. Eva had an AI pilot prototype that went berserk. Who was Eva? Was that one of the mechs? Because I don't see that it's a character name. Oh, you mean Evangelion? Oh, okay, okay. You're right about Zex, though. That dude was literally just a Sephiroth insert for Gundam. They just saw Sephiroth from FF7 and said, we gotta do that. I would say that, but no. Gundam Wing came out before FF7, so it's probably the other way around. The long-haired, silver-haired bad guy. Zex definitely did it first, because, I FF7 came out in 97, I believe. 96 or 97, and Gundam Wing came out in 95, so. Anyway, that's all for me for now, folks. I'm out of here. We'll be back tomorrow for some more. So until then, thank you all very much for watching. I appreciate the support across Twitch, YouTube, and, you know, any other platform you catch me on. I'm heading out. But as always, please take care of yourselves. Stay safe out there. Look after each other. Don't die. All that good stuff. And until next time, I hope you all have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, and good night. And we'll see you all then. Peace.
You son of a... You son of a...
Thank you for the event. You're welcome, Lantis. Thank you for coming by. Love you very much. Nini. Have a good night, friend.